Joker, starring Joaquin Phoenix, directed by Todd Phillips. I thought it was decent enough. I don't really see why for lack of a better word, sissies are walking out of the theaters, because a lot of people are sharing a lot of stories about news organizations like in Europe and that people are walking out of the theater because how traumatic it is and how it's triggers them or whatever. I've seen a lot more gorier things in movies because you have to base it off of it being a movie, and I've seen a lot more hard rated things. There's maybe like one scene that I didn't like, maybe at best. That's because I'm not really into that much horror stuff. It's not really that bad when you think about it, because compared to some of the other stuff the character is supposed to have done in the comics and all that kind of stuff you've seen on the big screen, it'd be even worse. Tiny, maybe spoiler alert, just about this particular scene. Doesn't really do anything for like the character or the story. Just so you know, when he kills a guy who he didn't like at work, and after shooting him, he like bashed his head into the walls, but I thought it was a little overkill. Everything else was fine, in my opinion. It's like they cut that scene, and they cut one more scene at the end. This movie would be safe for TV. It's not like one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. Like when I was walking out of the theater, there was a group of guys who were in front of me who they were all saying about how they loved the movie. It's like one of the best movies ever. One said it was the best movie of the year. One said, no, man, it's the greatest movie I ever saw. I don't personally think so. I think it's a decent movie. It's a lot better than what the people on the left were all saying about this movie. And, the movie's been out for a while and there's no shootings. Even though they all said there would be. Because it doesn't glorify the person. It lets the people see that, hey, this guy has mental illness, and it's a cautionary tale of what could happen if you don't get it checked out. And if the government continues to cut funding to organizations that help people with mental illness who can't afford the drugs and psychiatrists and all that kind of stuff. It's not hey, look, if you're having a horrible life, go kill somebody, make yourself feel better. No, because even when everything goes his way, he's still crying, he's still been damaged, he still has all this horrible stuff to happen to him in his life, and killing people doesn't do anything for him except for, he no longer gives about anything because he's just gone. He's out of there. He's like Pluto. He doesn't care anymore because he didn't get the proper help that he needed, and well, let's face it, the government kind of failed him. Now I'm going to go into a little bit of the story details. So if you care that kind of stuff, or if you've seen the movie, you probably don't care about talk about this. But if you haven't seen it and you want to go in there with fresh eyes, you might want to stop now. Okay. He thinks that the government failed him because they knew his mother was like abusive relationships and beat him, and he got his head injury because of that. And his head injury is what makes him laugh uncontrollably, and he can't help it. It's like that disease that Danny Glover's always talking about on TV for the ads, about how, they have a burst of uncontrollable laughter or sadness and they can't control it, they take this drug, blah, 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 blah. I don't remember what it's called, but I know it's a disease that was on TV like 2 years ago. I stopped watching TV with commercials like last year, so I don't really know that much about commercials anymore, but I know that one was around. What I want to see a continuation of this with, like, Batman, because he is mentioned, he's set up in this. Probably not really, because this is more of a drama. It's like my problem with The Dark Knight was that wasn't a Batman comic book movie, it was a drama featuring Batman. I kind of want the comic book action movie type thing. It's like, that's why a lot of people didn't like BVS, because they were trying a little too hard to be drama and not comic booky, and they were wanting comic booky, because at that moment in time, everybody was wanting the MCU garbage. They wanted carbon copies of that, just with different heroes. And I know a lot of people are bitching about this movie also, not just because of it's triggering them and all that crap. It's because it's not a comic book movie. It's just a drama featuring a comic book character. It's not the action-packed CGI fest that every MCU movie is. It's an actual human interest story and a character study. I personally give it a B. If the Steelbook came out and I really liked the way it looked, I might buy it. Other than that, I'd just wait till Black Friday to get it. If the Steelbook didn't look nice enough. Because I liked it. It's just not something I want to watch over and over and over again. It's one of those ones where maybe once a year type movie. So tell me what you thought in the comment section below, and hey, have a good one. Thanks for watching.